Hi, how are you doing? This is Pastor Cheryl. Um, we have been going through the Synoptic Gospels, Matthew, Mark, and Luke. This is an old textbook from seminary and when I was an undergrad as a religion major. And so this is on prayer, and the rest of this is on the Lord's Prayer. And so anyway, we will just do this little section on prayer. We're doing this little bites at a time. Because, we're doing like 10-minute homilies. And it says here, Matthew 6:5-8, and when you pray, you must not be like the hypocrites, for they love to stand and pray in the synagogues and at the street corners, but they may be seen by men. They wanted to be seen doing this. Truly, I say to you, they have received their reward. But when you pray, go to your room and shut your door and pray to your Father who is in secret. And your Father who sees in secret will reward you. And in your praying, do not heap up empty phrases as the Gentiles do, for they think that they will be heard for their many words. I didn't know they prayed like that. Do not be like them, for your Father knows that what you need before you ask Him. A few things to say about that. First of all, I really just don't necessarily pray. Now, if I'm asked to say a prayer over a dinner in public, then it's kind of a traditional sort of thing that I make up. And but if I'm just talking to God, I just talk to God. That's all I do. Here, we get the sun out of there. The sun's in. Oh, there. Okay. Get the sun out of your eyes. And so anyway, I just talk to God, and we have conversations. We just talk. And I'll ask him questions about, plants and gardening and things that I'm interested in. But if you notice something, whenever God speaks to me, it's something positive. It's something constructive. And but when some of these other YouTube prophets get on, on their channel, it's always about negativity that just leaves you burdened. And it's upsetting. Things like we were going to have a collapse of our society as of last November. Did not happen. We were going to have all the banks close last November and to get all of our money out. It did not happen. We're supposed to get an EMT from Russia. They'll be knocking out our communications and our power grid. This hasn't happened yet. This hasn't happened. I really don't think Russia really wants to have war with the United States. I really don't. They're not equipped for that. And so we're hearing rumors now that China wants to go to war with us. And you know what? The Chinese don't like war. They do not like war. And so we're hearing all this negativity on YouTube. And, it's kind of like, don't believe it till you see the whites of their eyes, okay? Yeah. Now, we are having earthquakes around the world and, more volcanic stuff going on, and it's because of our sun. Our sun has these solar holes, and you know what? The sun is flipping. It's not only does it spin like this, but it'll rotate that way too. And, it does that every so many millions of years, it'll do that. That's part of its natural cycle. So don't worry about it. However, we have this new Madrid fault line. That does worry me. And it has been having these earthquakes, big ones, out in the middle of a cornfield in southern Illinois. Like a 8-point something, a 6-point something. Those are big ones, but they're not affecting anything but corn, trees, and a lonely little country road. So, but as it cracks on up to Lake Michigan, or now it's going over to Kentucky, you know, when it starts getting threatening to civilization elsewhere, you know, in the state of Illinois or Indiana, yeah, then worry about it. I would suggest, because we live on the Mississippi River, and the new Madrid fault line will reroute the river, just get a lot of bottled water. Because if that river is all of a sudden rerouted, it's going to shrink down like a little creek. And it's not going to be enough for the population. So, if that happens. So, just be ready. Just keep a lot of bottled water around. Don't keep it too long. There is an expiration date on it. And just keep it replenished. And stock up on food in case our power is knocked out. We get the power knocked out here once or twice this summer. We have these straight line winds that come across, barreling across the state of Iowa, hit us here. They slam into us here along the Mississippi River. We're kind of up on a ridge, and knocks down giant trees and knocks out the power for a while. And sometimes it's a couple days. And sometimes it's just a couple hours. So, you know, be ready. Have candles. Things like that. Right now, I would not say anything is going on that is too alarming. But just be ready for, you know, if you live along the Mississippi River and along that New Madrid fault line, just be ready. Okay, just be ready. Naturally, if you live in New Madrid, I'd be really scared at this time, since that New Madrid fault line is moving. And what is happening is the bedrock underneath, because the pressure of this continent pressing in on itself, is cracking. We don't know what that's going to do. Okay. But as far as praying, I only use kind of form prayers in public. People ask me, Cheryl, can you pray over, you know, the meal at this meal site? Yeah, I can do that. But otherwise, I just talk to God. And God usually tells me positive things. You know, we talk about His plants and His trees and His birds. And then I'll ask Him a few questions about some of these prophets. And, you know, He'll just say, yeah, you know. But He's not alarming, okay? He's not scary alarming. Some of these prophets on YouTube will just upset you. They're alarming. You know, we're going to have a war with China. China doesn't like war. We're going to have a war with Russia. Russia's just not equipped, and they have no reason to have war with us. And so, anyway, we don't, as Americans, we honestly just don't really believe in war. We just don't really, you know, you would think the opposite, looking at our government and things that it does. we are not interested. Okay? And we even write our congressmen and senators and say, we're just really not interested in this stuff. Will you cut it out over there? You stop that. Just stop it. Do you really think that Trump listens? No, he's going to the beat of his own drummer. He is not a reflection of what the United States thinks and feels. Okay? But anyway, I am running out of time here. And we will get into the Lord's Prayer tomorrow. And we will analyze. I will see you. Bye-bye.